92.1 WROI, WROI, FM.com, streaming audio live, RTC Channel 5, and Scott will tell you all about that in a moment or two. And audio and video live on the First Federal Savings Bank Facebook page. Tanner, welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Nice to have you back with us, as well as Mr. Dick Belcher from First Federal Savings Bank. Good morning.
Mister?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mister.
I find that as I get older, there's more people call me Mister than normally.
That always used to be reserved for our dads, remember that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when we were
right,
younger.
Right.
Always reserved for our dads.
Okay, we got some good weather coming this
We do.
weekend.
Nice weekend.
And we've had some nice rains. Farmers are smiling, so that's good. Well, I see Brian Fitzwater is going to run to fill Senator Head's District 18 seat.
He is, right.
Good luck to him.
There are 3 or 4 or 5 people that are in that race right now, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. See, Amy.
Including Amy Rowe, right.
Amy
Rochester
Rowe,
resident
yeah.
Amy Rowe.
Okay, I see Sarah Huckabee Sanders has joined Fox News
Yeah.
as a contributing
That's what I heard.
in the, she's former White House
Right.
press secretary.
Right.
Good luck to her. And I see in the news this morning that the new poll that just came out have our president only 62% are against him.
Ooh, that's not good. That's a lot.
Yeah.
If the poll's accurate.
Well, you know polls. as Mr. Trump will say, well, I was behind in the polls
That's right.
all the way.
That's right.
Okay, some trivia this morning because we're going to talk to Scott Sayger in a little bit about
Yes, we are.
the RTC and what's going on there. And so our trivia this morning, when did RTC Communications start offering cable?
Ooh.
Was it 1999, 2001, or 2003?
I'll work on that.
Okay. All right. Tanner, tell us a little bit about some sports.
Yeah, we finally got some football going on tonight. We've been talking about it for weeks now, and now the night has finally arrived.
Game 1.
Game 1 of the high school football season is upon us. Rochester travels to fellow TRC rival, I guess you could say, or competitor, Wabash. Tippecanoe Valley is at Culver Military Academy. Winnemac will be at Knox, and Caston will host West Central.
Is it unusual to start with a TRC opponent in Game 1?
Usually, but usually it's Game 2 or Game 3,
Yeah.
it seems like. I know next week they host Knox.
Okay.
Why those two kind of flip-flop weeks, I'm sure there's a reason, but I couldn't tell you. It's an interesting little fact. Rochester has not lost to Wabash since they joined the Three Rivers
Really?
Conference back in 06 or 07, whatever year that might
It's a
have been.
pretty big burden
Yeah.
to go into the game.
I know Coach Kelly said the other day, even though Wabash went 2-8 last year, they looked like a much improved squad on tape. So
Opposing coaches always say that.
sure, you don't want to.
They got a bad season.
Sure,
Oh
you
yeah, they weren't very good last year, but boy, they look good.
The
this
last
year.
thing you want to do is give the other team some locker room material. So, but you can watch all those games on RTC's digital tier, which I'm sure Scott's going to talk about
Okay.
more in detail here in a little bit.
Well, now Tanner, you mentioned Culver Military.
Yeah.
Don't they have a player there that's going to Iowa?
Yeah, Deontay Craig, defensive lineman, he chose Iowa over Indiana, a few other offers. He's one of the major players around the state.
Okay.
So Valley's got the game plan around how to stop him.
It'll be a Hawkeye.
Yep, he's a pretty good player.
And then they also they got a basketball player there that's pretty good.
Trey Galloway, he's going to IU. He just committed to IU recently. So
Yeah.
he'll be a senior this year. So, yeah, they got 2 major sports stars going into the Big Ten. So it'll be fun to
Good for
watch
them.
those guys the next
Sure.
few years. We do have college football starting with one game tomorrow night. Pretty much everybody else plays next week sometime. Purdue's next Friday, Indiana's next Saturday, and Notre Dame's the following Monday on Labor Day itself. But Miami, Florida, and Florida are playing tomorrow night in Orlando.
Wow.
I found this interesting. Even though they're 2 big schools in the same state, they don't play each other every year. Miami leads the all-time series 29-26, and the last time they played was in 2013, which Miami won 21-16. it's just interesting because Florida State plays both
Right.
of those schools every year.
They do.
But it should be a good one. Florida is ranked number 8, I believe, in the polls, and Miami is not ranked, but they usually have a lot of talent. So.
Interesting too that they're playing in Orlando,
Yeah.
where University of South Florida is located.
Correct. Central Florida.
Central Florida.
South
right.
Florida's in
Sorry.
Tampa.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, it's a neutral site, and I was looking through the series games. They've played some in the past in New Orleans, some
Wow.
kind of all over. So
Yeah.
they'll play home and home, and then usually neutral sites.
Okay.
So exciting match at the start of the college football season. The Cubs are on a little bit of a roll right now. They won 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh and then swept the Giants.
Half game up.
Half game up, but those are 2 teams that are sub 500 teams. Now they have the Nationals coming into town. They can travel to a Mets team that's much improved as of late next week. So we'll see what happens there. But it's going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to Cubs and the Cardinals. I really do. So, and lastly, for some sports news, the XFL announced the nicknames of all of their teams.
Good for them.
So you're going to have the Dallas Renegades, the Houston Roughnecks, Los Angeles Wildcats, New York Guardians, St. Louis Battlehawks, Seattle Dragons, Tampa Bay Vipers, and the Washington D.C. Defenders.
Wow.
Interesting that they only put one of those teams in a non-NFL market, St.
Yeah.
Louis. All the rest already have NFL teams. So that league will begin in February, right after the Super Bowl ends. We'll see if it can last longer than the AAF did.
XFL got television contracts?
They do, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, they got
I don't remember who it's with. It might be with Fox.
Could be.
I believe.
Fox Sports.
Yeah, I believe so. That sounds correct. So.
You forgot the big news of the weekend, though. The Chicago Bears are in Indianapolis.
Bears and Colts tomorrow night. I don't think either team's going to play any of their starters, or at least many of their
No,
starters, it
not
sounds
many.
like. Which a lot of teams are starting to do that. Usually, historically, the third preseason games when you play a lot of your starters. Well, now so many guys are getting hurt.
Right.
Teams don't want to put their guys out there, so I can't blame them. I'm ready for the preseason to be over. It's just way too long.
And you and I have a bet on Andrew Luck game 1, right?
Yes, we do.
That's what I thought.
I said he wasn't going to play. You said he was. So it's a coffee and iced tea bet. So,
Uh-huh. There you
so
go.
that'll be interesting to see that play out.
My money's on you.
I appreciate that. Which for Colt fans, I hope he does play. Don't get me wrong, and for my fantasy football team since I took him. But I got some tidbits here this morning. Not too many, but a couple here. On this day in 1933, the first TV boxing match was held between Archie Sexton and Laurie Rittari, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, in London.
Wow.
So 1933, the first boxing match was televised.
They had TV in 33.
Evidently.
According to the internet never lies.
No, never.
On this day in 1968, Ringo Starr quit the Beatles over a disagreement. Of course, that was short-lived, and he
Right.
resumed and came back to the band eventually, but I thought that was interesting. I did not know that. And today is National Cuban Sandwich Day, so if you get hungry for a Cuban, head down to Uncork today.
There you go.
They got some good Cuban sandwiches down there. Ride the Wind Day, and I believe that means like on a roller coaster, different things like
Okay.
that. Sponge Cake Day. I can honestly say I've never had sponge cake. And Daffodil Day.
Okay.
So
Daffodils come out in the spring.
I don't know why it's days on August 23rd, but just go with what the internet says.
Okay, some upcoming events. Beaver Dam United Methodist Church Wheels on Fire Cancer Crusades are hosting their 4th annual community center at the community center in Akron. It will be from 3 to 9. All proceeds will benefit the Kosciuszko and Fulton County Cancer Funds. Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center is sponsoring a Correcting Common Dog Behavior.
That's good.
I
That's
know
good.
some dogs that ought to go to that.
Yeah,
class.
there you go.
But it'll be August 31st from 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the Fulton County Public Library.
They do a lot of good things out
Yeah.
there at the animal. It's not only adoption, but education, too, and that's a big
Right.
part of what they do.
Well, anyway, if you want to take your dog down there, it costs you $20.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
And then you correct some bad habits, right?
Guaranteed. Okay. Well, Nancy Hudson, who's with the Purdue Extension here, is retiring, and they will have a reception next Wednesday for her at the fairgrounds from 4 to 6.
Okay.
We've had her on the radio here a couple
Yeah.
times. Oh, some flowers this morning. First Federal Trivia Team won again.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. And see, it would have been 4 in a row had the judge counted properly, but then he awarded us that 4 years ago as first, and then came in later on and with his tail between his legs. He said, "We miscounted. But we'd already.
Well, congratulations to your team. That's great.
Well, we practice all year.
I know. Yeah. That's an important part of it.
Have workouts. Also, some flowers to Mayor Ted for his tribute to Tom and Sue.
Yeah, that was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that looked very nice. And we have a new firefighter, Jay Hackathorn, and also flowers for the flowers at Central Park,
Exactly.
Centennial Park.
Right.
Really looks nice.
Really took that 4-year-old eyesore and made it a nice place.
Yeah, we took the sows there and made a silk purse.
That's right. That we did.
Okay, money news. Dow was up 49 yesterday, closed at 26,252. House sales perked up in July by 2.5% over June. That's good.
Can you tell that locally?
Not sure.
Okay.
No, I don't know. There's not that much for sale locally.
Right. Inventory's low.
Yeah, there's not much for sale any place, and that's what's making the price go
Sure.
up, I think. The average selling price for last month was $280,000. That's up 4.3%. So that would indicate that the value on homes is going up.
Okay.
Okay, administration again is talking about Fannie and Freddie Mac. Will likely go back to being owned, personal owned. You know, the government took them over in the recession because they were losing so much money. They've talked about this forever, so we'll see what happens.
Would that be a good thing?
I don't know.
Okay. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Freddie and Fannie own so many mortgages in the country, and that's why they were established originally, to help the mortgage market and to take some of the risk away from the banks, which it did, and of course that dumps it on the taxpayers. Okay, stock market's up and down.
Up and down.
One of the things that was really driving it was the fact that Lowe's and others that really had some good earnings.
Right.
Target and Lowe's. German long bonds went negative this week.
And that means.
Well, if you want to buy one of their bonds, you got to pay them.
Oh, okay.
Now the reason is that first of all, it's a safe place to put your money,
Right.
presumably, and second, a lot of speculators are thinking that that'll turn around and then they'll take the money out and pay the German government and then go on. So,
is it an indication of Germany's economy?
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Along that line, Volkswagen is looking at buying 20% of Tesla,
Okay.
and the market liked that. Tesla.
Not bad.
So. Okay, come in and see us today at First Federal. We're open until 5 o'clock today and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile apps, which is free to download. Our ATM is open 24/7. Zelle, that's person-to-person payments.
Right.
That's a new thing that we got, can be made right from your mobile app. We offer many different mortgage products: USDA, FHA loans, conventional loans, one-step construction loans, premier first-time home buyer loans, and more.
Okay.
We got it.
You got it. You're all there.
Come down, we'll fix you up.
Absolutely.
Our loan originators, Ben Dalton and John Schaefer here in Rochester, or Bill Morris in Winnemac, can provide you with more details. We offer simply free checking accounts and simply free business checking accounts when you open a new checking account, and you get a free gift, a soft, portable, 24-hour cooler.
Just right for tailgating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Tailgating
Does
season.
that mean it'll keep cool for 24 hours?
That's what it's supposed to.
Is that a warranty on that?
We need Tanner to check that out.
Yeah, read the fine print.
We'll test it. We also offer financial services. Contact Mark Blubaugh or Brian Bell today for more information on that. And as everybody knows, First Financial is closing September 27th. We at First Federal would welcome those accounts to come across the street, and we'll be glad to take care of you. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, First Federal Banking, and on LinkedIn.
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 Yep.
LinkedIn.
Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender, and our NMLS numbers 3999 or 27.
Perfect.
Okay, now we got all the legal stuff done, and now we go to the big part of this show. Scott Sayers, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Scott.
Scott's with RTC, and he's managing director of video production and advertising sales.
Yes, sir.
That about correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been doing that for a year or two, haven't you?
I have. Started, 10 years ago,
Okay.
freelance and part-time. I've been on board almost 6 years now, full-time in the department.
Okay.
All right, now you got a lot of things happening, and tonight is the first night of high school football. Tell us, how are you going to cover all those?
Lord, I have no idea.
That's
Yeah.
a perfect answer.
We're going to have 7 games tonight. Of
Wait a
course.
minute, you got 7 games?
7 games.
How do you do 7 games?
I still don't know. One of those games actually won't be live. There's a trend going on right now where some people think they've got too much value in their local high school football teams, and we will not be able to broadcast the Knox game tonight. Winnemac going up to face Knox. Knox has put a moratorium on all filming at their facility. So we will air the game later.
Okay.
So we are going to send a crew. It just won't be live for the Winnemac game tonight, but we will have all the others. Rochester at Wabash, we're going to have that live. Jeremy Swango helping us out. Of course, our partners here at Giant Radio are going to allow David Musselman's feed to come back through, so the Rochester fans will continue to have that feed. And then over at Tippecanoe Valley, we've got some new folks going up to CMA. They're going to have some fun tonight, and we'll be broadcasting that as well, along with our Division I recruit up there who's going to pummel some people, I'm sure, tonight. He's a big kid.
Big guy.
But, yeah, so all the area schools, you're going to be able to see the games like you were last year. We'll have 6 of them up live simultaneously tonight. And then we do have one new addition. Some of you folks are familiar with things like the ESPN's Red Zone, where they show a football game, but they only show the good parts. We're going to do that as well. Steve Stricker is going to be bringing in feeds from all 6 of these games, and he's going to show you the best of them, and that'll be on our RTC TV4 channel.
So RTC TV4, will you have the Rochester Wabash game there?
We will. What we're going to, there's been a difference, and here's the simple way to explain it. If you're a Rochester fan, you've been watching on Channel 4 forever.
Right.
Channel 4 is now Rochester TV, so everything Rochester will be on Channel 4. If you're a cable subscriber, we have lit up a channel called RTC TV4. It's our own flagship channel. We'll be able to put additional live content on there, additional content on there. Tonight, if you go to RTC TV4 channel, you will be able to watch this RTC End Zone program. And then if you go to Channel 4, you'll be watching Rochester TV. Tanner alluded at the beginning of the program that we have a digital tier now. So if you have the RTC digital tier, you'll be able to watch any of our 9 live channels in the 122 to 130 range. You'll have Caston TV, Argus TV, Tippecanoe Valley TV, North Miami TV, etc. So we've got a lot to offer. We split them all out. Everybody's got their own 24-hour feed now, and you're able to watch those on all the RTC cable systems, but also on the app, which was a big thing. And one of the reasons I wanted to be here today is because I'm sure my phone's going to light up about 7 o'clock tonight when folks want to watch some football. The best way to do that now is to pull up your phone or go to your computer and go to RTC TV4. That is the app we now have. You can download it free from Apple or Android. It's RTC TV4. If you go to the new website, rtctv4.com, you'll be able to see all of these. There is a function on the app that requires a payment. You do not have to pay to watch. But if you want to go back and watch the football game on Sunday, yeah, there's a viewer on demand application that you can go in and watch that game for a fee.
Okay.
But folks can watch on their phone all 9 of our channels at no cost with no subscription. I couldn't be more clear about that. No subscription required.
We got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Good. So we're going to have some fun, but we've got a lot of folks out there. I can't do all this myself, of course.
Okay, how are you doing it? How are you doing television
Sure.
from these various
Sure.
locations?
We've partnered with folks at every one of the schools. We've gone very deeply with some of these partnerships. For example, Tippecanoe Valley High School now offers a class on radio and television production, and yours truly goes over there a couple of times a week to assist them in training the students and putting that
A
together.
lot of hands-on stuff there, Scott.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So the kids are going to be doing great things there. They're going to have their own live show throughout the day where we'll tap into them and they'll broadcast live from Tippecanoe Valley with some things. So a lot of fun there. But in tapping in and partnering with these schools, we now have crews in all 8 of these communities that we serve. So at any given time, I've got 30 people that are all looking to me for answers. But that's really been the big jump is we now have all of these crews in the school systems and communities that we tap into. We train, we facilitate, and we run all their tech and support for them at night when they're doing that.
Unless we forget, you got a state champion there too in Pioneer, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Multiple state champions,
Right,
between what they've done. Pioneer is one of our schools. We brought them on last year. Have seen great viewership from them. A lot of loyal fans like we have here in Rochester, just down the way over in Royal Center. And those are the folks that are watching mainly online, and they really enjoy that as well.
We're speaking this morning to Scott Sayger, Managing Director of Video Productions at Rochester Telephone Company.
Yes, sir.
Been there 10 years and counting.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, it's a vigorous program.
We're trying. We are one of the. We believe that our 8 schools are the smallest schools probably in the world, quite frankly, to have 24-hour dedicated television available to the public through the apps and through the other media that we have. So we're really happy. Folks are really happy at the schools. Cindy Douglas down there at Caston, probably the smallest school in the United States to have its own 24/7 system. Wow. And so, we're happy to provide that service as RTC. We weren't sure where it was going to go 10 years ago, but folks really enjoy the video. They like the hyper-local coverage, and we're just doing our best to make sure we're out there.
Okay, now all you've talked about is football. Sports.
Yes.
Okay, what else do you
we do more, of course. We have 6 main categories. We have, of course, news and interviews. That's where we bring folks into the studio and tell you what's going on, similar to this program, but on the TV side, if you will. We also do the school programs. That's going to be the kindergarten programs, the band concerts, the choir, awards ceremonies, graduations, etc. We also do public meetings, of course. Mayor Ted, and we film them every month. We've got the park board and others that we put out
School
there.
board?
School board, of
Right.
course, everywhere we can. We're just trying to get out there and get that information out to the folks. And we think that it's really, brought people back to the table, if you will. They're paying attention now. They might not be able to go to that city council meeting, but if we're airing it on their TV when they're laying in bed, they're going to pay attention. Then they're going to call Mayor Ted the next day. And we've seen that response, so we're really happy to provide that service.
That's a great service.
Yeah, it's not just sports. We do everything. There are partners around the state who focused on sports. They travel on Friday nights to the big game. I'll tell you, I had some games last year with Caston where we had about 2 people watching. And That's okay. We can do that every now and again. Those 14 kids who showed up and went to every practice last year for the smallest football team in the country, I believe it was, they deserve that camera on them as much as anybody. And so we're not going to chase the big game. We're going to bring you your coverage all the time. Hopefully you enjoy these channels.
Can you tell at any given moment how many people are watching?
I can.
Okay.
I can be as invasive to know how you're watching and where you're watching
Okay.
from. Sure. And we've, last year is a good example. We had 2.5 million minutes of RTC-produced videos consumed online.
It's a lot.
That's more than I can watch in a day.
It's a lot.
But 2.5 million is, I remember when we hit our first million, and I thought, how'd we do that? And suddenly we're at 2.5 million minutes consumed last year. That's a lot of minutes.
It is.
As you know, being in the industry for so many years, those viewer minutes add up to a nice-looking avenue for advertisers to get their messages out there. And so we're getting approached by some advertisers on some things that'll help sustain the program. That's kind of where we are now, quite frankly, is sustainability. I've built it, now how do I pay for it?
Right, right.
Right? And as a businessman, you've got to be able to pay for it or you're going to be done pretty quickly.
Got to make money.
So we're looking at that as well. But we're having a lot of fun. I do want to give a shout out to Steve Stricker. Steve is my sports director. Folks will see him a lot more. He's interviewing coaches weekly, and he's out there training crews. He'll be the one on the call for the RTC End Zone program tonight at 7 o'clock. And then we've got Dakota Hayden, who is a Caston graduate. He's working with me. He's doing a great job as my senior producer. And then Elizabeth Wojcik, who is a Rochester graduate. Both of those students came through, or both of those kids came through our internship program years ago. And they've either finished schooling or in schooling or just want to do this full time. So we've had some local successes with those folks, and they're doing great things. I have JC Utter as a technician. He's doing great work making sure that everything works the way it's supposed to. And then I got to give the big shout out, of course, to my boss, Joe McCarter, who's allowed us to do this and build this out over the years. And he's an avid supporter of it, and he really enjoys it. He knows that other folks around the community enjoy it as well. So a big thanks to Joe and the board for allowing us to do this.
Scott, I need to ask you just quickly, but I'm curious. In our business, in the radio broadcasting business, the technology is changing very, very rapidly. It has got to be changing even faster in terms of what you do.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of things. A great example, I called 22 games of Akron Youth League Baseball from my office in my home. We have remote cameras that can send us the signal back to the house, give me a couple of rosters, and I can sit comfortably in my pajamas and call that game. That technology goes a long way because we can't be everywhere at once. And so by bringing these feeds in, we are able to cover more ground. And we look forward to more technology and getting better.
Good. Good.
Thank you for having me.
Good job.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Scott.
Keep up the good work, really.
Congratulations on a great job.
We're trying very hard. Thank you for watching.
You got to start making money now.
I do. It's time for that. But we got a great product. I can't thank everybody for tuning in tonight. RTCTV.com or RTCTV4 over on your app. Get it downloaded. You're going to be calling me at 7 wondering how you watch the game.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay, our trivia this morning. When did RTC Communications start offering cable? Was it 1999, 2001, or 2003?
I don't know, but I'm going to say 99.
I think it's 2001, but I wasn't here.
It was 2001.
Gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's close with this statement by Joe Tiller.
I remember
him?
Joe Tiller. Sure. Good coach.
Yeah, he passed away a year or two ago, but I'm told that all of his players could recite this, which is, do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to be done, and do it that way all the time. Joe Tiller.
Very well said by Joe Tiller, no doubt about it. Dick Belcher, thank you very much. Tanner, always nice to see you. Scott Sayger from RTC. Thanks for being here this morning in the First Federal Program.